Hello and welcome to the show. For today's rally car build, I have got the GMC Syclone. I am quite the fan of the Syclone. It is just my kind of stupid, crazily fast vehicle. And this does stand a pretty damn good chance, actually, of going very, very quickly around a snowy track. It is all-wheel drive, is likely to get plenty of power halfway through S1 class. Maybe, just maybe, we could see a pickup truck challenging the Focus RallyCross car. Certainly, if anything, by the previous rally car builds on here, the SUVs have done very, very well. This is kind of a little bit in between, well, SUVs and normal road-going cars, because while yes, it is a pickup, it's quite a performance vehicle. Anyway, we shall start with some snow tyres. Is immediately going to jump us up into A class. We start off with some 280 horsepower, 360 torque, and we've got some lovely big tyres on the front. There are 285s on the front, 325s on the rear. So we should, fingers crossed, have plenty of grip going on. We will be, of course, putting the Forza Aero on the car. I want the downforce, all the downforce that I can get here for the grip, especially through some of the higher speed sections. Racing brakes naturally, along with off-road suspension. Again, we're going to want the racing anti-roll bars along with the roll cage. Weight reduction is where things get interesting on this, because weight reduction does tend to take a fair amount of PI. Maybe, or if that was about £3,200, I would go for it. £400 off would be quite nice. Do we go full weight reduction? We might come back. We're going to go full weight reduction for now. I might come back if I feel like I need more power. Engine-wise, I'm assuming we have like the 6.2 litre V8 as an option, the 8.4 V10, the 6.5 V12 are all options. However, I mean, that's the only one that's going to fit in the PI. We will keep with the standard engine if we can. We can go for some twin turbochargers. Yes, I like the sound of that. Twin turbochargers on our Syclone. Let's go and see. I don't know how much power the standard engine can get. By the looks of it, a fairly decent amount. We're up past 400 horsepower in this. And the turbos up to 446. I am feeling like we might want to go. Let's go. Take off that. Right, so it gives us. Yeah, this is a really awkward amount. It does give us a bit more power to play with, and I think that might be useful here. We've got exhaust on already. Let's go and just stick on the rest of these engine bits, see if we can start getting it up towards maybe 6. We're getting near 600 torque. We're not going to get 600 horsepower out of it. We are now past the 500 horsepower mark. I mean, if this is going to, well, be challenging the Focus, it is going to have a lot of work to be doing. Let's face it, the Focus had more power, more torque, and weighed a lot less. But maybe we have got much bigger tyres, I think, on this. Right, okay, that's not actually changing our PI any at all, so I will take the flywheel. We'll also have a diff in our truck. Maybe something like gearbox. In fact, gearbox will get not affecting the PI, which is peculiar. We can get stage 1 a driveline. We can't quite get an upgraded clutch though. 514 horsepower, almost 600 torque in our Syclone is certainly not too bad at all. 3,300 pounds does make it one of the heavier vehicles to go down the course. I mean, the 205, the T16 was only under a second off that of the Focus RallyCross. Maybe the Syclone can throw a little bit of a surprise in here. It would be quite an interesting one. So it is off to the Mountain Peak Scramble Circuit with the GMC Syclone. I shall get 5 laps to go as fast as possible, and maybe, just maybe, it can dethrone the Ford Focus RallyCross. 1:25.2 is the lap time. We are looking at trying to beat the 205 T16. The only other all-wheel drive car is a 1:26.1. I think that this might stand a chance of certainly going faster than the 205. Whether it will be enough to beat the Focus? I do not know. We will certainly have the power and torque in this monster. It's whether it's that little bit too heavy. It's do we have enough grip to get the car through these corners? Oh, we've ended up out on the ice. Not quite what I wanted to be doing through that section as we head up towards these next very, very fast corners. Look at its side through there. I don't quite know why. It's a new one for me. Will we be flat out through McRae? We are through the first part. Oh, not quite. Not quite. We're going to brush the wall on the way through. This section, by the way, I was reminded the name of this one. This is going to be called the Off-Piste Twist through the, well, cross-country section. It's a fantastic, fantastic name. We don't want to be up in fourth gear. Fourth gear doesn't work. We will kind of be flat out through there, but we're all completely and utterly out of the rev range this time around. The Syclone is actually got really, really good front-end grip. I am liking that. Also, the Raikkonen S's that we have here, someone suggested to shorten it, we could just call it the Kimmies, and I quite like that as well. So they might be renamed to the Kimmies, that part. Around Diabolica we go, no problems for the Syclone. It is a little bit of a scruffy opening lap, though. I will be honest, the gearbox is perhaps not the best. We find ourselves in kind of third is perhaps a little too longer a gear. A 29.3 on a very, very scruffy opening lap. Maybe we can do more. We're definitely not going to need to go out of third gear, I don't think, around this lap. Also, turn 1. For now, I'm going to call turn 1 slip and turn 2 slide. I do quite like that suggestion for a kind of combination, because you slip out of turn 1 on the ice and most cars are sliding their way through turn 2, so I think it works pretty well. Again, some of these corners names may change as we go through. I've got McRae completely wrong. All absolutely the wrong angles through there, but never mind. We're going to be, oh god, all sideways. The Syclone actually not as nice through this off-piste twist as the RX-8 was even, or the 205. I don't know whether it's the long wheelbase of this car or this truck or what it is. It is not comfortable, though, through there. And I kind of expected more cars to have issues, more vehicles to have issues through that part. A lot of understeer through our next corner. Now, can we avoid the ice for the first time ever? Yes, we actually avoided the ice. Syclone. And we're going to carry way, way, way too much speed. The problem is you avoid the ice, you go really fast through the second part of the Kimmies, and then you end up all wrong. You don't line up neatly for Diabolica, so you're perhaps better off taking a tighter exit so that you can get a fast run at Diabolica. However, we are coming up towards the line on this first flying lap. It was a dirty lap, but it was somewhere in the 26s. So I'm thinking that there is definite potential in the Syclone that inside line. I think I might have been a little too early on the brakes through there. There is, even in an all-wheel drive car, the slide is living up to its name. This Syclone would, if I was being a complete moron, be getting slightly sideways. Now, let's not completely mess up this turn. Be wide on the way in through the first part, and then we will be flat out through the next part of McRae. It was a lot of speed carried through there in the Syclone. Try and carry the speed up here. Of course, all-wheel drive, we have got the traction to absolutely boot it through this section out the other side. Will we be flat out around here? Yes, we can. It's a slightly wonky, very wonky area, in fact, for the gearbox. But there we go. Try and get it turned in. So much understeer in the Syclone. Now, get the Kimmies right. First one, we clip the ice a little bit. Is we want to stay a lot more to the left-hand side here so we can throw the car into Diabolica. We've not quite done that right, but it is better than it was last time round. Now we just sort of wait up to Satter right and hopefully carry as much speed as we dare. Hit the sign on the outside, don't hit the fence on the inside. Keep your foot down in the Syclone. Oh, it's going to be close. The run to the line. Oh, it's not quite done it. It's not quite done it, but we've got 2 laps to go. Can I find a couple of tenths? Probably not on this lap, but shifted down a little bit wrong. We're across the ice patch as well. It's not particularly good. However, I think there might be a couple of tenths to be found in the Syclone. So yeah, the trick is really got to stay to the left for that first part so that you can then floor it through the second. and then get ready to chuck it down the off-piste twist. I've run way too wide on the way in there. That's, I think, all of that slightly messed up, although we may then still get a slightly okay run out the other side. Don't know if we want to keep it in second for there, or whether we want to go up to third. I'm hoping we've got plenty of power and torque low down in this. Oh god, understeer all the way through that corner. However, at least it's still relatively fast, even when it's doing that. Now we duck back to the left. Don't carry too much speed on the exit, so we can throw it into Diabolical with some more speed. I'm going to hit that fence on the inside, I suspect, quite a few times when I'm taking that sort of a line. And up towards the last turn we go. Not quite as much speed this time around. I wouldn't bother putting that sign back up on the outside. That's going to get knocked down most laps, I think, on the exit. Right, up towards that slip we go, making sure to get it slowed down. Try and get that fast run on the exit, keeping away from the ice. A good bit of airtime, in fact, from the Syclone. Perhaps not quite as much as the Focus, although it's certainly not far off. It is not far off that Focus in all in terms of speed there. That corner is going to cause someone to roll. Something is going to fall over. It's on the way into McRae, I suspect. Right, we are going to really chuck the car down. Taking a really tight line on the way in, but it does feel like it can be neater through here. I'm still not convinced that the Syclone is particularly happy with the off-piste twist. It just doesn't feel as settled through that section as the RX-8 did, which is weird. However, that is very much the case. Understeer all the way through this next corner, run all the way out towards the wall as well. Into the Kimmies we go. Now we are taking a tighter line through that first part. We did hit the ice patch. However, it doesn't really seem to matter. We're going to clonk the fence through Diabolical, which has not helped matters. Damn it, we were so fast on the way. We were so fast on the way into that part that I was just out, not quite where I was expecting to be on the road. Again, it's fast on the way into Satellite. Try and maintain as much of that speed as we can for that run towards the finish line. It's not going to be enough. It's not going to be enough. It is, in fact, exactly 2/10 down. Exactly 2/10 down on the Focus. Bugger, I don't know whether I was going fast enough on that final lap. It was going really well up until I left the Kibbies, and we I think just flipping the fence on the inside killed a little bit of momentum out of there. The Syclone, though, is a hell of a car. There is no doubt about that one at all. The gearbox also did not help matters. It did not help matters at all. It's the first car we've had really in this series that's had big problems. It's just, yeah, third gear is just a little bit too low. I actually realised this thing only had 4 gears. I kind of assumed when I changed the gearbox to the street one, that would have given it 5. But yeah, apparently, Syclone only has 4 gears, and that would be the difficulty. Third is just a bit too long around here, and yeah, it's you still get decent enough power, but you find yourself kind of wanting a gear in between. That is the way that it goes, though, with some vehicles. For it to have gone so close to the Focus, I think is a very impressive showing, though. The Syclone will move into second on our leaderboard, only 0.2 of a second down on that Ford, convincingly beating the 205 T16, and of course a fair way faster than the rear-wheel drive and front-wheel drive cars. Yeah, the Syclone is a damn nice car to drive around this circuit. Plenty of turning grip, and while it will slide its way through turn 2 a little bit, on the whole, back end is very planted, which is always nice, especially when you're wanting to push a vehicle as hard as possible. However, that is going to be it for this video, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Of course, if you want to suggest names for any of the corners on the track, please do in the comments section. There's a few unnamed corners around the place, and if someone suggests a really good name, stuff may get changed as we go through. However, that is yeah, that's it from me. Until next time, goodbye.